Well, the snowfall warning has ended for Toronto, but it remains in effect for the rest of the GTA. 22 centimeters of snow has fallen at Pearson Airport. Toronto is activating its new major snow event response plan.
Plus, the snow has led to some pretty treacherous conditions out there on the roads, with the OPP shutting down the southbound 400 at Finch because of the crash. Here's a live look at the scene from our crews out there. The DVP, by the way, was also closed in both directions earlier today because of horrible conditions.
And we're also in Markham tonight. Environment Canada calling this one of the hardest hit areas in the GTA.
And it wasn't so hard for students. Yeah, they weren't out studying with their backpacks. They were doing this out on the hills, enjoying a rare snow day with most schools closed.
This is Live at 5. Good evening. I'm Bakari Savage.
And I'm Beatrice Faisman. Welcome to this special edition of Live at 5.
Okay, well, the snow may have stopped falling in much of the GTA, but the cleanup, that is really just beginning after the region was hit with the biggest storm so far this winter.
Yeah, there is plenty to shovel with 22 centimeters of snow on the ground at Pearson Airport. Here's a live look. I know you can't see much of it. Some heavy fog still hanging over the runway there. The biggest impact has been on travel, both on the ground and in the air. A long list of cancellations today, including a snow day for kids with schools closed throughout the GTA, except in Durham region.
And Mayor Olivia Chow provided an update on the response to the storm today. And she says that she does not expect the city to encounter the same problems it did last year. Remember that?
Oh, I do.
All divisions, including the police, fire, ambulance, and TDC, are working together. And that's really important because, as you might have remember, last year, the streetcar got stuck because the cars were not towed, and then the police needed to get here and then tow it, and it took a long time. It's now all coordinated at one place.
Yeah, let's hope it's a better response this year compared to last year. Certainly driving across the GTA has been horrendous today. A serious collision adding to weather-related delays on the southbound 400 in North York this afternoon.
Let's go live to CP24, Steve Ryan. Steve.
Yeah, guys, we have Sergeant Kerry Schmidt with us right now. You'll have to excuse the fence between us, but he's very busy, so he was able to make some time for us. Sergeant, thank you for your time. What can you tell us about this collision behind you?
Yeah, this is a tragic situation right now. We have a car and a tractor trailer. Traffic was slowing down. Unfortunately, this happened just as maybe the system was moving off and traffic was building speed, and this car, unfortunately, wasn't able to stop in time, and driver was extricated from the vehicle, transported to a hospital, to a trauma center with life-threatening injuries. You can from this side you can't really tell. The other side, it's really a very horrific collision scene here, and the vehicle just went right into the back of the tractor trailer unit. We're going to look into weather conditions. Obviously, we know the weather conditions and the roads and so on, and lighting and conspicuity, and then and all the other factors. But it's one of those things that we try to get the answers and try to provide explanation to the situation here. But in some regards, you kind of have an idea what might have happened here already, and we just want to make sure there's no other solutions or possible causes. If was there a mechanical issue or anything else that may have contributed to this crash. The highway is closed right now at Finch Avenue. It will remain closed for several more hours while this cleanup is ongoing, and then of course we'll have to get the plows to come through and do the cleanup before they get the traffic moving again. Again, looking up in the sky, you can almost see, clear skies, but it is going to be a while yet before the plows are able to make all their circuits and all their rounds to get all the ramps, the highways, the shoulders, and everything cleaned off properly with the salt application, and there may be more flurries on the way. So again, we're asking people to stay home, stay back, stay down until the highways are in that position where we can actually get things done, and you can get on the roads far more confidently and safely.
Now, briefly, overall, how have the roads been today, and how busy have you guys been?
Yeah, well over 200 collisions that we've been dealing with throughout this storm event, and then 150 or more odd, and probably many more more than that. Vehicles that got stuck in snowbanks, stuck in ditches that weren't damaged but just needed a winch or a tow truck to get them out. And then who knows how many other vehicles lost control, spun out, and were able to get themselves going again under power. So there's still a lot of analysis to be done. It has been a very busy day. Traffic volume was a lot lighter today than typical. I think a lot of people realized this morning when schools were canceled and they look outside and they see the snow and the wind and the blowing. It was not a pleasant morning, and we've been going all day, and we're going to continue to keep going until this is through. And if people are stuck or having trouble out in the roads, again, 911 if it's an emergency, star OPP if you just need police assistance, or call 511 if you need a tow truck.
Appreciate your time, sir. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, that's our Steve Ryan and Sergeant Carrie Schmidt reporting live from on the side of the 400. There was a major, traffic situation, tough for commuters to get around. And this was really tough in the morning commute. It was a major traffic problem on the DVP, black ice, several crashes, led the expressway to being shut down both ways between Eglinton and Bayview Bloor. It was a lengthy closure before snowplows and salters were able to get through and do their work.
Okay, right now it is 5:06. Let's check in with CP24's traffic specialist, Adjoa Ntia-Yabois. Adj.
Well, thank you so much, Bakari. And, thanks to Carrie Schmidt for giving us an update on what's happening on the southbound lanes of the 400. And I can give you a bird's eye view of what's happening, where the closure is. So as we heard Sergeant Carrie Schmidt tell us, southbound 400 through Finch, collision investigation continues. That's why traffic is getting forced off the highway. But if you're making your way further south, this is where the incident happened. And again, it's going to be several hours before any lanes reopen, as you heard the sergeant letting us know that because of this incident, once they clear the vehicles, it's going to take a while before they clear the highway and get the snow plows through. So just practice a lot of patience, use the alternatives to get yourself by. Then we had a vehicle. We have several vehicles going into the ditch, but this is on the Whites Road on-ramp that takes you to the eastbound 401. That is blocked. You can see this roads are track bare. Traffic can't even get through. Again, if you don't have to drive, I suggest against it. Also problems. This is on the northbound lanes of the Don Valley Parkway. Just as you make your way in the approach to Eglinton, multi-vehicle collision does have that left lane blocked. And you know what? One other issue worth a mention. This is the southbound lanes of the 427. This is just as you make your way through Dixon. It is the two right lanes that are blocked, creating all sorts of delays for commuters. Again, the delays will continue as the cleanup operations continue for your commute.
This CP24 traffic report is brought to you by 407 ETR. Enjoy the journey with a stress-free commute.
Well, now sending it over to Samantha at the TTC Control Center. I know it's been a busy day, Samantha. What is going on TTC, and what do passengers and commuters need to be aware of?
Thanks, Adjoa. Yes, lots going on with the snow clearing efforts. We continue to have a service suspension along Line 6 with shuttle buses running on the entire route from the Finch West station to the Humber College bus stop there. Now over to our surface routes. They still have our 48 bus stops out of service in icy areas because of the road conditions. So if you are awaiting at a bus stop, make sure to scan the QR code. There we'll have more information about the stop, if it is in fact out of service, and an alternate that you can take to be able to board your bus. Now, lastly, our planned subway closure that was scheduled for tonight on Line 1 at 11 p.m. between Finch and Eglinton stations has been canceled. So if you are headed out, make sure to take the TTC, as we will have full service running along Line 1. And that's it from us. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Sam. Okay, listen, the weather, that has been the big topic today. CTV's Lindsay Morrison joins us live with an update on the forecast as well as current conditions. Lindsay, it feels like minus 18. Is it going to get much colder tonight?
Well, so here's the thing. We had our snowiest day of the season so far today. We've also had one of our coldest days of the year with some pretty intense wind chills. It's actually going to warm up a little bit this evening, believe it or not. That's good news. But then it is going to cool down through the overnight hours tonight. Minus 15 for the low, feeling like minus 20. We've been experiencing that all day long. I'll look at the satellite and radar, though. This is the good news that you've likely been talking about. Snow tapering off, still some light flurries in parts of the GTA. Snowfall warning coming to an end for Toronto proper, hanging on in the Niagara region, but this too is expected to come to an end as the evening progresses. We do have a little more snow in the forecast for tomorrow, Beatrice and Bakari. It's a fresh system that's going to swing through, maybe bringing us 2 to 5 centimeters of snow, maybe up to 7 centimeters in some areas. pales in comparison to what we had today, but it just means a little more shoveling, right?
Yeah, no question. I mean,
snow.
as I suggested to you, I mean, what's another 2 to 5 when you've had, more than 22 over at Pearson today? For people like Bakari, maybe, who weren't prepared, no hat, had to borrow some gloves for the show today. I mean, when it comes to snowfall, are you getting an idea as to accumulations kind of across the GTHA and where maybe they got the most snow?
Yeah, so it sounds like Pearson Airport unofficially about 22 centimeters of snow, but I've seen measurements upwards of 30 centimeters. Would not be surprised with a storm like this to see close to 40 centimeters in some areas. We're still waiting for the numbers from Environment Canada, but yeah, it's been a bit of a doozy, and more snow tomorrow. Flurries following us into the weekend as well. Winter is officially back after that January thaw last week.
And Lindsay,
so hat and gloves for you tomorrow.
Yeah, right. What do you make of the snow? This is kind of a heavier snow, right?
Well, it came down, it looked heavy, it caused reduced visibility, it was not pleasant, but when you pick it up and you hold it, it's very light and fluffy. This isn't the good snowman making packing snow, so you get those strong winds like we've had today blowing it around, and this is why some of us have had to do shoveling more than one time today. That snow has just been blowing right back onto driveways and sidewalks, so it's heavy in the amount. It's not so heavy as far as density when you hold it.
It's good for tobogganing, not so good for snowball fights.
You got it.
Cool.
Morrison.
Don't go too far. We're going to have you back in, 30 minutes?
Okay.
Yeah.
See you then.
See you then.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Lindsay.
And as Lindsay was suggesting, and you'll hear it from some of the people here in this video, the big dig out's been happening all across the city today. People trying to make headway on clearing this wallop of snow.
And snowblowers, shovels, the tools of choice. This is out in your Etobicoke this afternoon. And people getting a good workout in as neighbors, they're leaning on each other for help clearing driveways and walkways. Minotaur Antonio is telling CP24 that they've cleared the snow on their properties multiple times today.
It's been light and fluffy, so it's been okay, but because the city just, as they plow, they put the heavy stuff right at the end of the driveway, so that's a bit of a problem.
How tired are you right now?
I'm not tired.
Not tired? Doing
No,
it twice?
I already did it earlier and came in, and I'm good. Pretty bad. We just had a snowplow come for the first time. It's been pretty snowy, and it's not stopping anytime.
How tired are you doing all this?
Snowing, very tired, plus we just came back from tobogganing.
I don't know what's more tiring, shoveling or the tobogganing with the kiddos.
Beatrice, in addition to neighbor helping neighbor, we've had CP24 employee helping CP24 employees. Zed, who's in our control room. How many people did you help shovel their car? With 3 people? He walked back in. At least 3,
he
That's
says.
what he just said in my ear. He walks in.
That's a good man.
And I was like, Zed, are you okay? You look tired.
He was tired, but you know what? He was doing good deeds, and I've seen it all across our parking lot today. We're not immune to it here over at Channel 9 Court either. It's 512, feels like minus 18. You're watching live at 5.
Well, our viewers have been sharing their photos of all the snow today. The GTA digging out after the big winter wallop. And we're going to have more on the storm right after the break. Major delays for Via and GO trains in the East End this afternoon after a train collided with a snowplow.
Yeah, a sidewalk plow got stuck on the tracks at Scarborough Golf Club Road, and it was hit by a Via train. The plow operator, thankfully, was able to get out before the crash, and there were no injuries on the train. There was a total delay of about 3 hours, though, for that train, and further delays for others. Both Via and GO trains use these tracks. We're showing you some pictures from this crash earlier today. Again, thankfully, no injuries, but people were stuck on that Via train for about 3 hours.
And for a closer look at the toll that the storm has taken on areas outside of Toronto, let's go live to CP24's Andrew Brennan. Andrew, you're in Markham. How was the trek getting there?
Delightful. It was delightful, Bakari. I had so much fun getting here. It actually was, for me, I've experienced driving in snow. I felt very safe. I did see a lot of, I saw some near misses, a lot of near misses on the road. Let's all be safe out there. And also for folks that are up here in the northern end of the GTA, this is where we've been seeing the most amount of snow. I don't have a number here. We do have weather experts like our own Lindsay Morrison that can talk more about that. But in terms of impact, since we're in Markham and at the Civic Center, let's bring in the mayor of Markham, Frank Scarpiti. Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year. Happy 2026. What a way to start, huh?
Are you excited? Is this a good way to start the year?
Yeah, it looks beautiful out there, but obviously it's our crews have been working very hard dealing with all this snow. I can tell you how much we've had.
Yeah, you can. Oh, great.
27 centimeters. It's an incredible amount of snow that we've had in the last few hours. Our crews got out there starting at 8 o'clock. They've been working all through the night. Our primary roads are pretty well done. They're going to be working on the secondary roads, and then later on tonight, probably around 11, maybe midnight, they'll get onto the local roads.
And when you were coming into to work today, what was it like for you? And I know the clearing started around 8 o'clock, so were you seeing it in action on your way?
Well, actually, I saw it in my neighborhood, yes, and I had to do a few meetings through Zoom this morning. I think, it's best if we can stay off the roads to stay off the roads. Obviously, there were a lot of issues throughout the GTA today, and honestly, when we have a storm event like this, and we declared it a significant storm event this morning, it's best to, if you can, to stay off the road so the plows can do what they need to do, and obviously it can be done safer and quicker, more efficiently. So if you have some options, take advantage of those if you can.
Unfortunately, I don't think we can out here. We have to be here.
We have to be here, yeah, of course. But you know what? Come on over to the Markham Civic Center. We actually have the largest outdoor skating rink, and it's with the lights that are here, all the snow that's here makes for a beautiful winter wonderland.
And we actually saw a family just as we were setting up on their way there. It's doing it well. I admire their perseverance. It's a lot of snow over there, Bakari, Beatrice. I know just before we wrap up, though, there are city services that are still ongoing. I just wanted to make sure for folks out there, if they didn't see the notice, they're still having their waste collection and everything like that as normal.
Yeah, so look, it was a real challenge today, and we got a great contractor with Miller Waste. They've been out there today trying to collect as much as they can. In some areas, they had to pull their trucks off the road. They will be back out. So if your collection was today for Blue Box, keep it out there. They're coming back tomorrow. And then for those that are having it collected on Friday, keep it out there. They're going to come back on Saturday. Just make sure that it's not packed in the snow, easily accessible, and close to the curb. Don't put it on the road because, again, we want to keep the roads clear so our snowplows can do their job.
Safety first. Thank you very much for your time, Mayor. Appreciate it. And same thing for folks at home in other municipalities. Double check on your waste collection and everything like that. I've seen some cities pausing, some are not. Just pay attention to make sure that you're not putting, say, added garbage out there. As the mayor was saying, we want to keep people safe on those roads. Sending it back to you guys, not inside, but outside.
Yeah, we got to brave the elements like you, Andrew. I mean, if we're throwing reporters across the GTA, we might as well be out here with you guys. Hashtag equality. Andrew Brennan out in Markham. Thanks so much for this. It is 5:19. Feels like minus 18. You're watching Live at 5.
Our viewers have been sharing their photos of all the snow today. The GTA digging out after the big winter wallop. We're going to have more on the storm after the break. All right, let's go live to CTV's Janice Golding, who is near Bayview and Eglinton.
All right, Janice, what's it looking like over there now?
Hi, B. Well, for about 2 hours, the snow had stopped, but as you can see, it is coming down again. It's still not as bad as it was this morning, but visibility is a bit reduced, and it's also getting darker outside. So it's pretty dangerous, especially given how slippery it is on the roads, and you cannot see the lane dividers. In fact, just a couple of minutes ago, there was another person who was stuck on the side of the road here, and it was very dangerous for him because he didn't have a shovel. He was actually using his ice scraper to try to get himself out of a snowbank. So people should be careful when they're out on the roads today. We were, of course, earlier today at the Toronto East Reporting Collision Centre, and we saw a few fender benders and one car with its side smashed up, but workers there say they didn't expect it to get busy until tomorrow, and they told us that they actually prefer that because they'd rather people stay at home to avoid an accident. They don't want them having a crash, just to report a car crash. Now, Toronto and the GTA, of course, were under an orange snow advisory, which signifies severe weather that can cause significant damage, although that was lifted this afternoon. According to Environment Canada, this is actually the heaviest snowfall for January 15th that we've seen in Toronto's recorded history. The DVP had to be closed for a portion of the day for snow clearing after a number of crashes and reports of black ice, and most major school boards were also closed to students given the weather. Meanwhile, saying up to 43 centimeters of snow are expected between today and tomorrow, the city declared a major storm condition that takes effect at 5 p.m., essentially making it illegal to park on designated snow routes, and that means drivers could face a hefty $500 ticket and a tow at their own expense. Here's more from a tow truck operator that we spoke to earlier today.
It's not bad. The drivers, it's a little wearisome that people maybe don't even have snow tires on, or just a lack of driving skills. Stay off the road if you don't need to be on them, and just be prepared.
Okay. And how is it snow? Is it easy to plow, or is it a hard job? Explain all that.
It's fairly easy to plow. It's light, but there is quite a bit of it. So just be patient and leave some room for the plows, and be safe.
Now, the TTC is also being disrupted with almost 100 stops not in operation due to the weather. So, of course, if you can stay indoors, you might be advised to do so to avoid travel unless you're on foot and it's pretty cold out here. Reporting live, I'm Janice Golding. That back to you guys.
All right, Janice, thanks a lot. Bayview and Eglinton. It's 524. -10, feeling more like -18. This is Live at 5.
Our viewers have been sharing their photos of all the snow today. The GTA is digging out after the big winter wallop. We'll have more on the storm right after the break. Stay with us.
Hey, Beatrice, remember when you could say this? Snow day!
Those are always the best days when you knew you could just stay home, watch some trashy TV and go to the toboggan hills. And I mean, it was.
That's when Jerry Springer was on.
Yeah, Maury, remember those days? Yeah.
Well, it was a snow day for school boards and daycares, meaning that some people, they're, just now getting outside, making the best of it.
Yeah, for the very latest on this, let's go live to CTV's Beth McTonnell, who's been out on the toboggan hills with all the kids all day long. Did you do any runs with them, Beth?
Well, Beatrice, for one, when I got to stay home during a snow day, The Price is Right was my favorite show to watch. That's what I got excited about. And yeah, I've been up and down the hill a few times. I actually haven't ventured down yet, so still need to do that before the day is done. But I'm with a wonderful girl named Willa. You actually got to stay home today, and I hear you were watching a few shows. Tell me about your day.
It was good.
What did you watch?
Barbie.
Okay, is that your favorite right now?
Uh-huh.
And how did you feel getting a snow day? How did you feel when you found out snow day?
Surprised.
Okay, all right, Dad. So when did you learn about the snow day, and what did it mean for your family?
I learned about it at 6 a.m. this morning. It meant a lot of scrambling, so no school. So my wife and I both worked from home today and did our jobs while trying to entertain a 5-year-old. But we took some breaks at lunchtime and walked around the neighborhood and played in the snow, and work was over at 5, so here I am sledding before I head back home for dinner.
You're doing it all. You're being a great dad, and you're one of the family still coming here. There's still quite a few people actually getting their runs in. I understand you got one run in so far. What was it like?
It was great. I mean, last week it was pretty icy, so it's nice to get some fresh snow and some fresh tracks in. And I promised her 10 runs tonight, so we got 9 more to go.
Any memories from when you were little and your snow days?
I remember it being a lot less painful, but it's still just as much fun.
Okay, and what did you think of the tobogganing? What did you think of the run so far?
It was good.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I love tobogganing too. And then when the snow, once you go down a few times, you can eventually, maybe tomorrow, make like a few bumps on the hill too. So things can get even more action-packed. Thank you so much for being here. Beatrice, Bakari. It's a really fun day, and you know what? It is cold, but it's not too cold. When you go up the hill and go up and down, you get the blood flowing, and it doesn't feel so bad.
You get the exercise in, you get the fun in. I hope to see you at the next time we chat, Beth, going down one of those hills on one of those really fast slides. I did it during a live hit once, and it's exhilarating. Snow day, and I'm like you. I like the prices right as well.
But I don't know about live, but we'll see. We'll see the surprise. Stick around.
She's not making promises. All right, Beth McDonnell live this evening. Thanks so much, Beth. It is 5:30. Feels like minus 18 out there. You're watching live at 5.
And our viewers have been sharing their photos of all the snow today. The GTA digging out after the big winter wallop. We'll have more on the storm after the break.
The snowfall warning has now ended for the city of Toronto, but it remains in effect for the rest of the GTA. 22 centimeters of snow has now fallen at Pearson Airport. Toronto is also activating its new major snow event response plan.
And the snow has led to treacherous conditions on the roads, with the OPP shutting the southbound 400 at Finch because of another crash. The DVP was also closed in both directions. That was earlier today due to poor conditions.
We're also live in Markham tonight. Environment Canada calling this one of the hardest hit areas in the GTA. You see the snow mounds there, taller, I should say, than our Andrew Brennan, who we'll check in with in a moment.
Well, some people like that. Students in the GTA enjoying a rare snow day today. Most schools were closed.
You're watching Live at 5. Good evening. I'm Beatrice Baseman.
I'm Bakari Savage. Welcome to Live at 5. Well, the snow may have stopped falling in much of the GTA, but the cleanup, it's really just beginning after the region was hit with the biggest snowstorm so far this winter.
Yeah, there is plenty to shovel with 22 centimeters of snow on the ground at Pearson Airport. The biggest impact has been on travel, both on the ground and in the air. And there's a long list of cancellations today, including a snow day for kids with schools closed throughout the GTA, except you didn't get a snow day if you're in Durham.
And Mayor Olivia Chow provided an update on the response to the storm today. She says that she does not expect the city to encounter the same problems it did last year. This because services are better coordinated now.
The reporting structure is cleaner, more streamlined, and we have a team that have a lot of good experience in the past, now working together.
The big dig out is happening all across the city today. I'm watching one of our colleagues digging out their vehicle here in our parking lot. I don't know, but a lot of work is ahead. People trying to make some headway on actually clearing this wallop of snow.
Snow blowers, shovels, they've been the tools of choice out in Etobicoke this afternoon. This is the footage you're looking at. People getting a good workout in. Neighbors leaning on each other for help, clearing the driveway and walkways. Many Torontonians telling CP24 that they've cleared the snow on their properties multiple times today.
Well, we've done quite a bit. We've already done that driveway and this pathway, so just around the cars now.
How tired are you all this work?
Actually, it's not too bad because it's quite light. It's not the heavy snow. So, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it does. Sort of caught a lot of people off guard, I think.
Yeah.
But it's winter. What are you going to do, right?
Frosty. Just a little bit. At least the snow's light. It's not too heavy.
How much work have you had to put in today?
Not a lot. I got a lovely neighbor that helped. Having a scoop, it's the must.
Yeah, tools like that, they're a must today. I mean, the snow piled up combined with frigid temperatures led to icy and slippery roads, snarling traffic throughout the morning and making it challenging to navigate the roads if you're on foot, car, or using transit.
This one, you've already cleared out in front of your shop here and you've got the salt out?
Yeah, because in case you let it be sitting here, it's going to be becoming ice, which is not going to be good. Then the people will be doing ice skating.
How would you, no kidding. How would you describe the cleanup by the city so far?
I think I saw only one truck so far on my way. Yeah. Not much.
All right, you can see here just how big the cleanup job is. Downtown streets, they were still snow covered this afternoon. Bike lanes, sidewalks also need to be cleared, and a place for all the snow.
And the sound of snowblowers being heard far and wide today, though if you only have a shovel, the snow is relatively powdery and light. Okay, so relatively powdery and light, which means not so, I guess, challenging for people to dig out of. How do you describe what you saw fall today, Lindsay?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of snow, no question there, Beatrice and Bakari, but it is very fine, it's very light, it's very fluffy. You can't make a good snowball with this type of snow yet, or a good snowman, but it is heavy. It is so light, in fact, that the winds have just been picking it up, blowing it around, reducing visibility, and causing more of a need to shovel.
Yeah, we're watching our coworker not only brush her car, but shovel behind it. And Beatrice was like, where'd that shovel come from?
You gotta have all the tools on a day like today, right? I mean, people are doing this not once, not twice. They're going out every couple of hours, just getting rid of it.
Yeah, many people were prepared today. I know we've already made the joke, Bakari, that maybe you were not. I owe you a hot chocolate because you had
one glove on. Oh, sure,
Oh,
you
yeah.
only got
So
one glove.
I actually need to give a shout out to my EP Carly because this is her mitten, this fur covered, fur lined, I don't know, fur trimmed mitten right here. She is keeping my hand warm. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
It is the first major snowstorm, and our coldest day, one of the coldest days of the season so far. So I don't blame you for not being totally prepared. And a couple of days ago, this storm did not look like it was going to pack the punch that it did today. But snowfall warnings have come to an end. You can see this low pressure system is pulling away from the GTA. Snow is tapering off. We've got some very fine flurries right now. Lake effect bands off Lake Huron now, and still pretty snowy in Niagara, as well as over toward Prince Edward County and into Ottawa, but conditions have improved for us with this storm. I will say though, Beatrice and Bakari, we've got a little more snow in the forecast for tomorrow, maybe 5 centimeters, maybe up to 7 centimeters of fresh snow. That's nothing compared to what we experienced today, but it's not great either. It just means more shoveling for many.
Yeah, it's a big challenge. Can I ask you, how did it change over the course of the last, 24, 48 hours, just in terms of even the accumulation changed from what Environment Canada predicted?
Yeah, so a couple of days ago, we knew that the very cold weather was on the way. What happened is we had an upper low stateside that changed its track, started interacting with that colder air, moved closer to the GTA, and suddenly we went from having little snow in the forecast to having this big monster snowstorm, and it essentially parked itself over the GTA, swirling, not departing anytime soon, and that certainly upped our snowfall totals.
And Lindsay, what about the effect of the ice as well?
Yeah, very slip-slidey out here, too. It's been icy. It's been cold. We've had bitter wind chills today compared to, we had that January thaw last week. So not everyone is used to this. And as we make our way through tomorrow, a return to seasonal temperatures, that's going to be very nice. But yes, a little more snow in the forecast and perhaps some flurries into the weekend, too.
Pesky upper low. CTV's Lindsay Morrison hanging out with us tonight. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Okay, major delays for Via and GO trains in the East End this afternoon. That's after a train collided with a snowplow.
Yeah, a sidewalk plow actually got stuck on the tracks at Scarborough Golf Club Road, and it was hit by a Via train. The plow operator was thankfully able to get out before the crash happened, and there were no injuries on the train either. There was a total delay, though, of about 3 hours for this train, and further delays for others. Both Via and GO trains use these tracks.
Well, a serious collision adding to weather-related delays this time on the southbound 400 in North York happened this afternoon.
Our CP24 reporter Steve Ryan is on the side of the 400, essentially right where this crash happened near Shepherd. Is it still hours, Steve, that this highway is going to be closed for the investigation and the cleanup?
Yeah, guys, Sergeant Kerry Schmidt, who I just spoke with about a half hour ago, says that they can expect the southbound lanes of the 400 highway to be closed for a significant period of time between Finch and Shepherd. Sadly, there was this very serious collision. Albert's zooming in right now on the southbound lanes. The transport truck that was involved has since been taken away. The passenger vehicle that was involved, that's just on the opposite side of that police. Looks like a pickup truck with a cab on it that's facing northbound in the southbound lanes. On the opposite side of that is a passenger vehicle Sergeant Schmidt said that the entire driver's side of that vehicle had been collapsed as a result of what appears to be that car sliding into the transport truck. The transport truck driver remained on scene, and the OPP are now investigating this collision. The driver of that passenger vehicle has been transported to a trauma center where he is in a life-threatening condition. So the police have been busy throughout the day in the GTA covering collisions. Most of them, I am told, were not serious in nature. Sadly, this one that we're talking about right now is the exception to that rule. The police are advising people to stay home if you don't need to travel, and if you have to travel, of course, drive in according to the conditions. Sergeant Schmidt said that oftentimes a lot of these collisions are caused by people speeding too fast for the conditions, having no time to stop the vehicle. What happened in this collision itself here on the highway, that'll be part of the investigation. The police are looking for witnesses as well, so if you were on the southbound 400 or northbound for that matter, and you happen to see that passenger car slide into the rear of that transport truck, you are being asked to give the police a call. So back to you guys.
All right, Steve Ryan reporting live at the 400 near Shepherd this evening. Steve, thanks so much for this. Let's get a check on the commute as well. CP24's traffic specialist Ajwa and has got her eyes on the roads. Where are kind of the danger spots right now, Aj?
We do have a few, B. I've been watching the big problems, that Steve was talking about on the southbound 400. It's where that collision investigation does continue. So southbound 400, the incident happened through Shepherd. As you can see, no traffic getting by, but traffic is actually being forced off the highway on the southbound 400 at Finch. You can see all the brake lights and traffic being forced off at Finch Avenue. Still no estimated time. It's going to be the next several hours before any lanes reopen. And then we had a truck spin out and just being hooked up to tow now. This is the 401 eastbound and the express through Mavis. Right lane and shoulder is occupied. Also problems now, jackknife transport. This is the southbound lanes of the 427 right around the 409. Again, roadways are very slick, very slippery, track bare. You want to take your time, drive with a little bit of extra caution if you do have to drive, and just take a look at the drive on the DVP. You never see it this late, but drivers doing the smart thing, either staying home or driving according to winter road conditions, which equals driving slow. I'm going to send it over to Samantha at the TTC Control Center. Samantha, what's going on? Is there anything that a commuter should be aware of on the TTC?
Thanks, Ajwa. So we do continue to have that full service suspension along Line 6 between the Humber College stop and Finch West Station. So shuttle buses continue to run on the whole stretch of the line. Now, looking underground to our subway service, we did just have a service suspension on Line 1 between Finch West and Shepherd West stations because of a security incident, but that has since cleared. So full subway service has resumed and full service is going on all of our lines. Now, looking at service above ground, we are experiencing some delays on our bus and streetcar routes just while the snow clearing continues. So make sure if you are headed out to check ttc.ca to see if your route is impacted or is diverting. That's it from us. Back to you.
All right, Samantha TC with the TTC. Thanks so much. And CTV's Jessica Smith now joins us with how drivers and pedestrians are managing through this storm. She's at Lakeshore and Bathurst. Jessica.
Bakari, Beatrice, it has been dicey out here on the sidewalks. We saw somebody take a tumble earlier, but the great thing about the community here is people are helping each other out. But it has been a challenge, especially for folks getting over the mounds of snow that are kind of piling up now as we continue to see the city do their best to clear things out. But it has been a bit of a struggle whether you're taking transit today. I saw people biking earlier, the brave ones out there trying to do that. There's one person in shorts. There's always that one person in shorts. So shout out to that brave individual. But people in the city have been doing their best to get through the day and all the snow that we're contending with here in the city.
I don't think so. The city was ready. We can see even people are struggling, even the streetcars are struggling, But I think city is doing its best to cope with it.
I just have the things for it. I have boots, I have a jacket. I'm lucky in that case.
People just need to wear boots. Why am I seeing sneakers? I'm watching them just like you dance through the snow like it's water. And I'm like, oh my goodness, my God, put on some boots.
There have been those people out there in sneakers and a lot of people trying their best. So that lady also mentioned that she was layered up like an onion, and I'm kind of doing the same thing. I've got my mittens on a string, so a mitten in a mitten, and we're just doing our best to get through. But be careful if you're out here on the sidewalks or anywhere in the GTA because it is slick. Reporting live, I'm Jessica Smith. I'll send things back over to Bakari and Beatrice.
Are you saying their shorts under one of those layers as well?
Maybe.
Jessica Smith, Finding Shorts Guide, 2 for 2 today, live on the air here on CP24. Thanks so much. And stay warm with all those onion layers. Appreciate you. It is 5:46, feels like -20. You're watching live at 5.
And our viewers have been sharing their photos of all the snow today. The GTA digging out after that big winter wallop. More snow's on the way. We're going to have more on this storm after the break. Okay, continuing with our top story, major snow event impacting the GTA, which also includes travel.
Yeah, CTV's John Musselman has spent the whole day at Pearson Airport talking to people who are expecting to hop on a plane and getting an update from officials as well. So what are you hearing, John?
Well, that's right, Beatrice. It's been a very busy day out here today. And joining me now is Sean Davidson. He's a spokesperson with the airport. Sean, just tell us, what's the latest situation out here now?
So the snow has stopped, so our operations are improving, but the snowfall today did have a significant impact on the operations here at Toronto Pearson. Our snow plows have been out in full force since this morning, doing circuits around the taxiways, runways, and aprons. They haven't stopped all day, and they'll continue to do that because there's still snow to clear. In fact, so much snow that we're using our snow melters to get ready the additional snow so that we can keep the airfield clear. I just spoke not long ago to our centralized de-icing facility. They said that about 161 planes have gone through that facility so far today. So it's all hands on deck across the airport.
You had a lot of snow to deal with. What advice do you have to passengers who are flying out tonight?
So it's important to check your flight status before you come to the airport. You can either do that on torontopearson.com or you can do it with your airline as well directly. Also, if you're coming to the airport, just give yourself a little bit of extra time on the roads, giving yourself time to get here.
And also giving yourself, your time to get here on the Toronto roads, correct?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the roads have been messy throughout the day, so we just want to make sure that people have time.
Thanks. We appreciate that update. That's Sean Davidson, a spokesperson with the airport, and that's the latest here at Pearson. I'll send it back to you.
Okay, thanks a lot, John. And for a look at the toll that the storm has taken on areas outside of Toronto, let's check in with CP24's Andrew Brennan. Andrew, you're in Markham, right?
And he's wearing a highlighter hat just in case he gets lost in that big pile of snow as well. We want to make sure his camera operator can find him.
Do you want to play Where's Waldo, guys? This actually is doable. We got a snow mound right there. It's right there.
I dare you. Just jump in.
No, that's all right. No, I don't jump into snow on command. Actually, no, I do, but not for this. We're going to do the news, guys. No jumping in snow right yet. And when it comes to doing the news and hearing about what's been going on north of Toronto, okay, so when we got this Environment Canada warning, they talked about some places getting more snow than others. We talked about 22 centimeters falling at Pearson, 27 at least here in Markham. And along the 407 corridor, it's really been a little bit more in terms of accumulation. And that tends to be the case, right? You're further away from the water, and then you tend to get more snow as you do. So as we've been hearing from not just the mayor of Markham, Frank Scarpiti, but also the mayors in town. Okay, we're all in town, right? But as we've heard from the mayor, Olivia Chow, and more, people do want to, if you can, stay off the roads, particularly because city services, some places are keeping them running. Others are pausing them until potentially tomorrow. Double check with your municipality for your particular area, just to be sure. Always a good idea. Frank Scarpiti was telling us he doesn't want to have people put their garbage into the roads, even if they're going to have it picked up into tomorrow with a slight delay there. So the world still has to go on. The cleanup is starting to happen in areas where the snow is tapered off, even if we're getting a little clipper tomorrow. So here's more from Frank Scarpiti, the mayor of Markham, here on what it has been like up here, and a few other things to bear in mind.
I had to do a few meetings through Zoom this morning. I think, it's best if we can stay off the roads to stay off the roads. Obviously, there were a lot of issues throughout the GTA today. And honestly, when we have a storm event like this, and we declared it a significant storm event this morning, it's best to, if you can, to stay off the road so the plows can do what they need to do. And obviously, it can be done safer and quicker, more efficiently. So if you have some options, take advantage of those if you can.
Cleanup here, like inside the city of Toronto limits, will be ongoing for several days, guys. Just something to bear in mind. You're talking about thousands of kilometers of roads up here. Toronto's 5,100, give or take. This takes quite a bit of time. The priorities, as we've heard here, you have thoroughfares. Those are already mostly done, we're told, around here. Hopefully everyone else out there has the same situation. Second off, you have around schools, secondary streets beside them, and hospitals. Just make sure to have a bit of patience, and also, if you're going to be shoveling, take a break. All right, time for my break. Back to you.
All right, live in Markham, CP24's Andrew Brennan. It's 5:53, minus 10, feeling more like minus 20. This is Live at 5.
And our viewers have been part of our coverage all day. They've been sharing their photos of their experience in the snow as the GTA digs out after this big winter wall-up. We'll have more on the storm right after this quick break. You know, let's get to this next story. Do they have snow days in Alabama?
Oh, yes. And let me
Was
tell
there
you
like a
something.
little sprinkle, like a dusting?
That's
it was
all
like
it takes. And
apocalypse.
every store is out of milk and bread. We have no idea why. Nobody's making French toast. We should say they're just making milk sandwiches.
Milk sandwiches on
Yeah.
a day like, what would this be called then?
It wouldn't happen. But here's the thing. Here, most schools in the GTA were closed today because of the storm. For schools in Durham, they kept their doors open, catching some parents a little bit off guard.
You're on your way to...
They didn't close Durham schools, but
No.
they closed Toronto.
Yeah, right?
It's so crazy. Anyways, get to school, kids.
Have fun. See ya.
They look like they're doing the walk of shame after discovering there was a snow day. This is what it looked like in Ajax as kids are making their way to class. As mentioned, most of the other GTA schools were shut down for the day. Not in Durham. Toronto, though, Peel, York, Dufferin, Peel, and Halton all got a snow day. And some milk sandwiches.
So this is my neighbor's laneway. That's our house over there. So yeah, we're just trying to help him out. He's usually out before anyone. So the fact that he's not out, I figured they might be feeling sick or something. So
This isn't even your house.
No, just thought I'd lend a hand.
Oh, this year for sure. Yeah. We've had larger ones other years, but this has been the good one so far this year.
Yeah. It's great to have an extra set of hands.
Always. It makes life a lot easier, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was supposed to be going to class today at 8 a.m., but couldn't get on the road, so I couldn't get my car to the driveway, so I didn't go to school, helping him shovel instead.
Yeah. So you got plans to make it there later?
No.
Just call it a day.
Yeah, just call it a day.
I woke up and my brother said there was snow outside, and then I looked outside and he screamed snow day.
And then what went through your mind?
Happiness.
What do you love about a snow day?
Like tobogganing with my friends and like playing outside.
And how's the snow today?
Like pretty good. It's not packing snow, but it's fun to toboggan on. The snow's really soft and it's not packing snow, so it's powdered snow. And not really the best for making jumps because it'll just break. Beware of your face.
Yeah, beware your face.
We don't need a break from school. Oh, yeah, we do. Oh, yeah, we do. School is not fun.
It's a 4-day weekend. I think the kids are thrilled about it. I think the parents are going to be tired.
It's a snow day. It's awesome. Come on.
Hey, you just took the day off work, basically, or they just said...
Pretty much, yeah. My wife is sick. We've got 2 young ones. No daycare. I got to take the day off. Sorry, Doug Ford. Got to take the day off.
All right, this is Toronto's Breaking News, CP24.
Thanks so much for watching and spending the afternoon with us. If you had a snow day or not, CTV News at 6 coming up next.